So I got engaged. Trev and I even already have the date planned. So today I want to share with you guys my workout plan, my meal plan that I'm going to be following to achieve my goals for my wedding in today's video. So just a little background on our story. Trevor and I have been best friends since junior year of high school. We first had marine bio together where we sat next to each other, and from there, that's where the magic started. But we didn't start actually dating until freshman year of college. And since then we've traveled Europe together for 2 months, and we've completed half marathons together and got a cat and a dog that don't like each other. And so that all leads up to our vacation that we just took in London with our both side of our families. And we had walked up with our family up to our favorite spot in London, which is Primrose Hill, really beautiful view of the city. And that's where in front of both of our families, he was able to propose. And of course I said yes. And now we're getting married. We're both really excited. So obviously we've already been going to town on a lot of the plans. We even have a date set. So a lot of things are happening pretty quickly. And so I've really also been trying to get my nutrition and my workout sorted so that I can feel good for our wedding too. In fact, we're going to be getting married in one of our other favorite places in the world, Costa Rica. A little bit warmer than London. There's so much to do. There's surfing, there's swimming, there's hiking, there's zip lining, all of the amazing things that we're really excited to actually be able to do for our wedding. Which brings me to what my actual goals are for when I'm creating my own nutrition plan and workout plan to go along for my wedding plans. Now with my own goals, I'm not really looking to lose weight, but I do want to feel my best, and that's mentally and physically. Because as you guys know, I do have a history of anxiety, so I just want to make sure that I'm in my best position for when we do get married. I want to focus on having high energy levels so that I can actually do all the really fun things that we can do in Costa Rica. I also want to feel really strong and lean. I've really been lax on my workouts the past couple months thanks to the holidays and traveling and all these other excuses that I could make, but I do want to feel also physically my best when it comes to my wedding. So because of this, there's really going to be a balance between balancing my anxiety levels but also physically feeling my best. So my meal plan and my workout plan is going to keep both those factors in mind. So let's dive into the meal plan portion. Now there's a set of 4 different protocols that I'll be following through this, and the first is to just reduce sugar as much as humanly possible. And I'm talking about added sugars here. I already don't eat a ton of sugar, but I really wanted to emphasize this, especially leading up to the wedding, so I can put myself and my anxiety in the best place possible. Because having those dips in blood glucose level that can result from those highs and lows of having a lot of sugar can really stimulate a lot of anxiety or panic attacks. So by stabilizing that blood glucose level, it's just going to put me in the best mental place that I could possibly be. Plus, it's really important for having the high energy that I want as well, because not only is anxiety a side effect of having that low blood sugar too, but so our energy decreases. So by really cutting out the sugar, it's just going to re-emphasize me making sure that my body's able to tap into the fat burning mechanisms, use that as an energy source, and not having to rely on blood glucose levels so that I can make sure that that remains stable. The second main protocol is cutting out refined grains, again, as much as possible. I also love bread and pasta, as you guys know, but it really doesn't do much to serve my goals. And to be quite frank, having bread every night or pasta every night is not worth the anxiety that I get the next day as a result. So this, along with that first step of really cutting out those sugars, is going to really emphasize keeping my anxiety low as well as my energy levels high. Now, the third strategy I'm using is that I'll actually be following the athlete protocol within my Level Up guide, at least up until the last 1 or 2 months before my wedding. As I mentioned, I'm really going to be refocusing on training my body, feeling strong and lean again. And since I will be upping my workouts as a result, the athlete protocol is what I specifically designed for that type of situation. But like I mentioned, I am following that up until the last 1 or 2 months before my wedding, because I also want to make sure that I can focus on the fact that I don't get a breakout before my wedding. Gotta consider the wedding photos. So to make sure I'm going into this with clear skin, my 4th protocol is that I'll actually be following the Beauty Queen protocol within my Level Up guide within the last 1 to 2 months before my wedding. So what type of meals will this look like? What will I actually be eating? Well, the wedding is 10 months-ish away, so variety will be my friend. There is such a thing as food fatigue, where you just get tired of what you're eating, and so you're disinterested and you're more likely to fall into those bad habits. But I also want to make sure that these meals are really easy to prep, because not only with running a business, I also am going to be planning my own wedding, so I'm gonna be pretty busy. Panic. So I don't want to spend a lot of time prepping these really extravagant meals because I won't have the time. So obviously keto coffee, my normal smoothies, or chia brekkie bowl, those are not going anywhere because they are so simple and they provide me so much lasting energy. In fact, you can check out one of my favorite fat burning smoothie recipes that I'll be incorporating over the next 2 months right here. And because I will be very busy and will need a lot of energy, I'm going to have that extra emphasis on making sure I'm eating satiating foods. I don't have time to be hungry hungry. So eating those satiating foods, which allows me to have that break between the meals and not have to feel hungry between the meals, is going to be really important over the next 10 months. And what's going to hit those two bases of making sure that it's easy to prep as well as satiating will be a lot of the different salads that I always talk about. Especially during the summer where the produce is just fantastic, I'm going to be having things like my favorite, the kind of Cobb salad or the crunchy kimchi salad, which is also great for the gut health portion. But for those days when I'm just overwhelmed and I don't have time to even make a salad, a go-to that I've been having lately is some type of scramble that I'll throw in veggies with, some avocado or olives, and then add some nuts or seeds on top. And that's one of my easiest go-to type of lunches that also keeps me satiated. And dinners is where things will get a little bit more variable because this will depend on which protocol I'm following, like the athlete or the beauty queen protocol. It'll also depend on the time of year. So of course, during the summer, I'll want more fresh types of foods, but then during the winter, I'm going to want some more warming is what I meant. Warming foods. But regardless, I'll still be following that AM nutrient timing so I can make sure I emphasize the deep sleep as well as the muscle recovery at night. Lately, I've been loving the Spanish meatballs. So good, and you can make those in bulk, so it's fantastic. Also, the grounding pesto avo plate is one that I suspect I'll have more during the summer because of pesto and those fresh herbs. And then the shaved Brussels sprout saute that I have from the Level Up guide is one that I can kind of have any time of the year because it is something that uses a lot of produce, but it also is cooked, so it's a nice warming meal. Okay, so let's talk about the workouts. Now, along with being a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance, aka sports nutrition, I'm also a certified personal trainer, so this is something that I'm highly focused on as well. And like I mentioned, I have not been up to par with my workouts lately, so one of the key factors for this is easing into it. One thing that can happen if you jump in too fast or too quickly is that you can very easily come down with a cold. So actually something that probably a lot of people don't realize is that after you work out, your body actually has decreased immune system. Over the long run, exercise can increase your immune system, but it's that immediate after your workout that causes the decrease or suppressed immune system. So if you work out too hard too fast, it's a possibility that you could get a cold. And after traveling, I'm still recovering from a cold, so I'm definitely not going to be jumping in too hard too fast. So that is a mistake I often see with people, and it can really hinder your results. So one thing I really recommend for workouts and that I'll be doing is just easing into the workouts. I know it can be exciting, especially for something like a wedding, you want to just jump straight into it and start seeing results. So that is not what you want to do, especially if you haven't been exercising the amount that you normally would. So what I'll be doing is easing back into it first with daily 10,000 a day steps minimum. You know, it's a really low stress type of workout, so it's something that you can incorporate whether you have been working out or not. And that'll really help to decrease the cortisol levels, which is great for the anxiety, but also make it so you can tap into the fat burning mechanisms as well. I'm also slowly easing back into using strength training again. So I'm going to probably have about 4 days of strength training, but starting off with the lighter type of workouts, lighter type of weights, and then slowly progressing up to those heavier weights. And that's to ensure that I don't put too much stress on my body that could really put me in that immunosuppressed state. Now, the 2 months before my wedding, I'm going to be using a little bit of different protocol because I really want to emphasize feeling lean and strong. So I'm going to actually be using the whole workout protocol I have in the 21-day IF program to really focus on strength training and making sure that you can feel your most lean and strong that you want to feel. But I am waiting till about 2 months out before my wedding to start incorporating that because it is slightly more intense and I do want to build up to that state first. And I will be sharing more videos on my nutrition plan and what I'm doing to get ready for my wedding as the date gets a little closer. So make sure that you're subscribed right here to stay in the loop. Also, if you're wondering how I'm even going to be able to do the no sugar thing and how you could quit sugar too, make sure you check out my video right here on the 2 steps to be able to do that. All right guys, thanks so much for tuning in and I'll see you in my next video.